handy.
Wouldn't it? I mean, I have a 19-year-old. I'm sure, she's not doing anything on Sunday nights. I could just have her hang out. She could be our research assistant.
I think Michelle calls them minions. Michelle Ray calls them minions.
She has a minion. I'm really kind of jealous, actually. So, yeah, she has an actual minion, TJ. I haven't met him, but Rachel has met him. Mary's met him, I think, too. But I haven't actually met the minion. But yeah, she has one. And I have a lowly, worthless child. So.
Eric, do you want to admit to anything since we have you on air? Like, do you have, I don't know, garden gnomes that can be your minion or something like that? Or do you have actual minions like from Despicable Me? What, you want to admit to anything?
I think I have an inflatable minion from Despicable Me that came with the movie when I bought it, but I don't know where it is. So that's not going to be of much help.
I mean, really? That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Oh, man. I think I actually have a stuffed minion. It's not mine. It's my other daughter's. She's 12, by the way, so nobody thinks I'm, playing with stuffed animals or anything.
I have 3 minions, and I admit to having them from Despicable Me.
They're
technically from Despicable Me 2. One of them is the fire alarm minion. Wearing the fire hat and the...
I didn't see Despicable Me 2.
Okay.
You haven't seen it?
I'm lucky. No, I haven't seen it yet.
I've only seen the first one. I have not seen the second one. But I'm definitely going and seeing that, and then going and seeing the Minions movie that's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I avoided Frozen for almost a year before I was succumbed. And,
I've only seen about maybe 15, 20 minutes of Frozen.
Well, you're very lucky.
I've seen 0 minutes of Frozen.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any special guests planned for debut episode? Anything else you want to surprise us with? I can't think of anything. Tease us with?
No, I think we're just going to, sort of surprise everyone. See what see what happens.
And I was going to say everyone includes Heather and me, of course. So we're just going to surprise everyone.
Yes. We're just going to, we're going to surprise each other even. So you never know what might happen. We don't have a plan, which is really maybe the best plan possible. Because, I'm not very good at I make plans and then I sort of screw them up. Sorry. I try, but I'm not good at it.
So there you go. So that is Odds and Ends with Heather and Eric. Debuts tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to listen. Be sure to follow Heather at HBulware, BOULWARE, and follow Eric Spencer at Eric Spencer.
Nope.
No, at just
Eric. Just Eric.
At just Eric. Yeah.
Now I gotta go chase the other guy.
Yeah, follow us both. Tweet us ideas. Tweet on the hashtag. We will see all of you in 24 hours. A little less than 24 hours now.
Yes. 23 hours and 40 minutes. So, y'all, thank you for being on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
And welcome to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
We're very excited.
So looking forward, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I only got about halfway through my discussion regarding historical accuracy, a little halfway through my history lesson for the president, as well as for Todd Starnes and anybody else who might be listening. So, what do you guys think? Go back to the history lesson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
So we'll go back to the history lesson.
Yep.
And then, if we have time, maybe we'll get into vaccines, because I really want to smack some anti-vaxxers. And I want to smack some of the vaxxers who, want to make it state mandated because, libertarian.
Yeah, I'm very pro-vax, because I have a child who's immunosuppressed from asthma and eczema, And so she sort of depends on herd immunity, and so I'm very pro-vax, and I still don't think that it needs to be a government mandate. I'm fine with schools saying, you can't attend school without vaccines, but I'm not thrilled with the idea of, the government telling me what I have to do. So. I
agree. Eric, you want to weigh in on that or not?
We'll just make it a consensus here because something has to happen, but I don't think it's a government solution, complete with air quotes. I just don't. That gives me the gibbities.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be back right after this. Catch Odds and Ends with Heather and Eric starting tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And there will be something following it, but we won't say what. Not yet. It's not following it tomorrow, but it will be following it maybe in about a week or so. So we'll be back right after this. This is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. Back after this.
Hi, this is Jazz Shaw. Be sure to join Doug Mataconis and me at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays for Glitter Nerds Radio here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. It's not as much about the politics as the people behind the politics. That's Glitter Nerds Radio, Thursdays at 9 Eastern on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Hi, this is Jason Dibbler, co-host of Q with a View, heard every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on FTR Radio. Right now, FTR needs your help in making the jump into the 21st century through some long-needed equipment upgrades. This is where you, the great and loyal listeners of Great Conservative Talk Radio, can really lend a hand. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR right now. Your assistance, no matter how small, will help to ensure that FTR can continue to offer some of the best conservative radio on the interwebs. Your donation of $50 gets you up to 60 seconds of airtime on FTR radio 4 times. For $100, your ad will run 10 times, or if you don't want to run an ad, you can have 30 minutes of FTR airtime to talk about anything you want. There are other thank yous for other levels of giving as well, but those are some pretty great offers. We hope you'll consider making a small donation to help keep quality conservative talk radio alive and thriving on the internet. Visit GoFundMe.com/helpupgradeFTR today. Thank you.
This is the Pint-Sized Pundit, and I am here to tell you that anything Taylor says on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge is his opinion and his opinion only. He does not speak for his employer, his employer's employer, or anyone else. He especially doesn't speak for Liz unless she says so.
This is Chuck Dixon, the co-creator of Bane, and you're listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
Back here on Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. I'm your host, Taylor Millard. It was very good to hear from Heather and Eric for Odds and Ends with Heather and Eric, debuting tomorrow at 10/9 Central. Be sure to follow Eric at Just Eric. Follow Heather at HBulware, BOULWARE, on Twitter. And be sure to be here tomorrow for that show. I want to, I want to discuss for a moment something that the New York Post said a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, which they discussed, the editorial was called Obama's Bad Christians. But it's an interesting discussion here. What they say is that we'll leave it to others to sort out the history here, which we did for the last hour. and to address the extraordinary bad taste the president showed in invoking Christian misbehavior from the Middle Ages at a time when innocent Christians in places such as Iraq and Syria are being beheaded and even crucified for their faith. What strikes us is how unaware the president is that the bad Christian behavior he invokes is powerful evidence against his own refusal to concede that those carrying out jihadist attacks around the world today have anything to do with Islam. Yes, Christians have done terrible things in the name of Christ over the centuries. But here's the rub. No one denies they're Christians. They were Christians. So how is it the same man who lectures us about Christians doing bad things in Christ's name cannot acknowledge the obvious point that the terrorists, such as those claiming to be avenging the Prophet Muhammad as they gunned down cartoonists in a Parisian newsroom, were Muslim? Now, it should be noted, and I said this at the start of the show, that the president did say, that I can see very briefly, he did say that we see faith being twisted and distorted, used as a wedge, or worse, sometimes used as a weapon. From a school in Pakistan to the streets of Paris, we have seen violence perpetrated by those who profess to stand up for faith. Their faith profess to stand up for Islam, but in fact are betraying it. So he called them out, sort of. But then he made, and I still can't figure out why he made his statement regarding Christians. I still can't figure that out. And I'm not going to really worried about getting into the conspiracy theories. Oh, Obama is a secret Muslim. Oh, Obama just cares about Islam, doesn't care about Christianity. I'm not going to get into that. Because getting into that kind of discussion takes away from the bigger issue. And the bigger issue is the fact that using the Crusades and the Inquisition as a way of saying, hey, Christians committed bad stuff too, that does nothing. Fishy said it's the schoolyard mentality of, oh, they did it too. They did it first. Uh-oh. I always get worried when you call in, Liz Harrison.
I always get worried when you start pausing like I do.
Okay.
Were you distracted because you saw my name pop up on the Skype?
Yes, maybe just a little bit.
Sorry.
We are about to hit the bottom of the hour break, by the way, Liz.
Yeah, I know. I can tell time.
Okay. What did I do?
Nothing.
Okay. You're just worried that I'm pausing too much?
It's all Meerkat's fault.
Oh, because Vicky dared you to make fun of me or something? Or said that I couldn't defend myself on air?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a challenge.
Whatever. Prairie Dog, you stole my joke. 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 2 rights can make a pretty good airplane. Well, 2 rights actually make the first airplane, but that's a good joke. It really is a good joke. Well, we're going to hit the bottom of the hour, and we will be back right after this. This is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. I'm your host, Taylor Millard. Liz Harrison called in, which always scares me. But we'll be back right after this. So just what is The Edge of Anarchy.
The show where liberals think we throw